Scottish literature, before 1700, is a tapestry woven from many threads. It's a rich mix of stories, poems and songs passed down through generations. These works tell us about Scotland's past, its people and their dreams. From ancient times, stories were shared aloud, often set to music. This oral tradition kept history and legends alive. As writing developed, new ways to express Scottish identity emerged. This essay explores the fascinating journey of Scottish literature up to 1700. We'll discover how it reflected the country's changing landscape, both physically and culturally. Join us as we delve into the world of early Scottish writers and their enduring legacy. In the early days, much of Scottish literature was oral. Bards, the storytellers of their tribes, would travel the land reciting poems and tales. These works often celebrated heroes, mourned losses, or recounted historical events. One significant early work is the Gododdin, believed to date back to the 6th century. This poem tells of a brave battle and the warriors who fought for their king. Though only fragments remain, it offers a glimpse into the values and beliefs of early Scotland. Another important aspect of early Scottish literature is its connection to nature. The rugged landscape, with its mountains and lochs, features prominently in many tales. Myths and legends often revolved around natural elements, reflecting the close bond between the people and their environment. These early works, though often fragmented or passed down orally, laid the foundation for the development of written Scottish literature. They established key themes and motifs that would resonate with generations to come. While Scots, a language closely related to English, was emerging, Gaelic remained a powerful force in early Scottish literature. Spoken primarily in the Highlands and Islands, Gaelic boasts a rich literary tradition. Bards continued to compose poems and songs in Gaelic, often lamenting lost love, praising nature's beauty, or recounting heroic deeds. These works were often imbued with a deep sense of place and a strong connection to the Gaelic language and culture. One notable example is the work of Mary MacLeod, known as Mary MacLeod Alistair Ruaid. Living in the 17th century, she was a renowned Gaelic poet. Her verses often dealt with themes of love, loss, and the Jacobite cause, a movement supporting the restoration of the Stuart monarchy. Gaelic literature, with its unique rhythms and themes, provided a distinct flavour to Scottish writing. It served as a powerful reminder of the country's diverse cultural heritage. Section 4. The Rise of Scots. A language finds its voice. As the Middle Ages progressed, the Scots language began to gain significant prominence, particularly in the lowlands of Scotland. This was a time of great cultural and linguistic evolution. This period saw the emergence of significant literary works in Scots, marking a crucial stage in the development of a distinct Scottish literary identity. These works were not just mere writings, they were the foundation stones of a burgeoning literary tradition. One of the most influential figures of this era was John Barbour, a poet and scholar whose contributions were monumental. His epic poem, The Bruce, celebrates the life and victories of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. This work is not only a literary masterpiece, but also a historical document that immortalizes the heroics of a national icon. Written in the 14th century, it helped to solidify the image of Bruce as a national hero and contributed to the growing sense of Scottish nationhood. The poem's vivid descriptions and emotional depth resonated deeply with the people. Another significant writer of this time was Andrew of Wyntoun, a canon who penned original chronicle of Scotland. His work was equally important in chronicling the nation's history. This historical chronicle, written in Scots verse, traces the history of Scotland from its mythical beginnings to his own time. It provided a comprehensive narrative that was accessible to the common people. The use of Scots in these works demonstrates a growing confidence in the language as a literary medium. It was a bold statement of cultural pride and linguistic independence. It allowed writers to connect with a wider audience and express their Scottish identity more directly. Through their works, they were able to foster a sense of unity and shared heritage among the Scottish people. Section 5. Kings, Queens and the Written Word. The royal court played a crucial role in fostering literature during this period. It was not just a centre of political power, but also a vibrant cultural hub where ideas and creativity flourished. King James IV, in particular, was a patron of the arts and a poet himself. His reign marked a significant period in the history of Scottish literature, as he actively encouraged the creation and preservation of literary works. His court became a hub for writers, musicians and scholars, further elevating the status of Scottish literature. The presence of these intellectuals and artists at the court created a dynamic environment where literature could thrive. One of the most famous works associated with the royal court is the King's Square, attributed to James I of Scotland. This work is a testament to the literary talent that was nurtured within the royal circles. This allegorical poem narrates the king's imprisonment in England and his love for Lady Jane Beaufort, whom he later marries. The poem is not only a personal reflection but also a significant piece of literary history. Another significant royal figure in Scottish literature is Sir David Lindsay, a poet and playwright who served in the court of James V. His contributions to literature were profound and far-reaching. His works often combined satire and morality, using humor to critique social and political issues of his day. This approach made his writings not only entertaining, but also thought-provoking and influential. The support and patronage of the royal court provided writers with the resources and encouragement they needed to flourish. This patronage was crucial in allowing writers to focus on their craft without the burden of financial constraints. This period witnessed a blossoming of literary talent and the production of works that explored a wide range of genres and themes. From poetry and plays to allegorical tales and satirical works, the literary output of this era was rich and varied, reflecting the complex and dynamic nature of the society in which it was created. Section 6. Religion sparks change. The 16th century brought about the Protestant Reformation, a period of immense religious and social upheaval that had a profound impact on Scottish literature. This era was marked by a fervent desire to reform the church and society, leading to significant changes in the way people thought and wrote about religion. This movement led to a surge in religious writing, as reformers sought to spread their message and challenge traditional beliefs. The invention of the printing press played a crucial role in this dissemination, allowing for the mass production of pamphlets, books, and other written materials that could reach a broader audience. One of the most influential figures of the Scottish Reformation was John Knox. His leadership and passionate advocacy for reform made him a central figure in the movement. His fiery sermons and writings, including the history of the Reformation in Scotland, played a key role in shaping the religious landscape of the country. Knox's works not only documented the events of the Reformation, but also inspired others to join the cause. The Reformation also had a significant impact on the development of Scots prose. Writers began to use the Scots language more frequently, moving away from Latin and making their works more accessible to the general population. Religious texts, previously primarily in Latin, were now being translated into Scots, making them accessible to a wider audience. This translation effort was not just about language, it was about making religious knowledge available to all, regardless of their education or social status. This led to the standardization of Scots prose and its emergence as a literary language. The increased use of Scots in writing helped to solidify its status and importance in Scottish culture. The Reformation's emphasis on literacy and education also had long-lasting effects. Reformers believed that everyone should be able to read the Bible and other religious texts, which led to a push for greater literacy among the population. It led to the establishment of parish schools and universities, which helped to foster a more literate society and paved the way for future generations of Scottish writers. These educational institutions became centres of learning and intellectual development, contributing to the rich literary tradition of Scotland.